What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crossroads, PlayStation podcast for Boss Rush Games. I am LeRon Dawkins, and Preston Square beside me this week are the show's ever-present stationaries. Hey, Nellie. Hey, Austin. What's up?
I'm not pressing square.
You're not pressing square?
Oh, I'm hitting that share play button.
The share play button. Okay.
Well, you actually have to hit the PlayStation button to get to the share play button. You know.
I'm hydrating with Overwatch today. I promise it's all water in here.
Yeah, well, I'm actually drinking a Pepsi tonight. I'm breaking my
jealous.
usual. Why are you jealous? Because you're drinking water?
Oh, I love Pepsi. That's my one. I cannot buy a 12-pack of Pepsi and put it in the fridge. If I put them all in the fridge, it's gonna be gone by the end of the weekend, man.
Oh my god! The weekend? Okay.
In the can, I'm like your uncle with all those beer can stuff in his garage and stuff. I'm that with Pepsi cans, you know.
Well,
I've come a long way with my my soda drinking habit, because there was a time when soda stood no chance with me if they were in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and now I'm pretty decent, you know. Like there was a 24-pack of Pepsis down there, and I think they've been here maybe for about 3 weeks now, and I think between me and the roommates, I've only had 4 total.
Oh, see, that's good. I have no self-control.
Yeah.
We actually get these they're like sparkling water, but they have way more flavor than sparkling water, and that kind of helps me get because the fizziness kind of helps me get through. But if there's a pack of Pepsi in there, it's going down. It's especially if it's in the glass. If it's in the glass, oh, it's over. It's over.
Well, hey, you know what? Maybe our next PlayStation will be the soda edition.
Yeah. Oh, I can go on.
The soda edition. I mean, I'm gonna save.
He's gonna be mad at me though.
Save it for next show. Save it for episode 28, because this is episode 27 of Crossroads, the PlayStation podcast of Boss Rush Games. Every week we come together with our friends around the internet to bring you the latest news, rumors, games, and general discussion in the world of PlayStation. Crossroads is live on twitch.tv/Exodus803, Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are glad you are here and a part of the conversation. You can always make us feel special about ourselves by giving us a follow on Twitter at Crossroads, at PS_Crossroads, and then hit that subscribe button, as well as share, rate, and review us wherever you check out our show, whether that be on YouTube or on the podcast services. Please do that thing. You can find the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other podcast apps, as well as YouTube, like I said, or your favorite website every Thursday for the recap. Right. So how you guys doing? Fantastic. Nellie, you still hitting the books?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I'm on spring break this week, but still.
Okay, so not really hitting the books. You're trying to chill. You're trying to chill.
I'm trying to get a stream in while I'm off for the week.
Yeah, I saw you did plan to stream, and then I guess something didn't happen.
Yeah, I didn't.
Austin, what about you? How's the week been treating you so far?
Oh, it's been good. I platinumed a Horizon. It's a platinum trophy to my list. So
you platinumed?
Yeah, platinumed it. So
okay.
It's always a good weekend when I get to platinum a game. I finished a book this weekend. It was very productive.
I don't know if I'm a platinum Horizon. I don't know about that.
It's not that bad. You don't have to beat it on hard. You can even put it on easy if you really wanted to. But
oh, really? So it's one of those platinums.
Yeah,
it's kind of a gimme platinum. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much an easy platinum.
Okay. Oh, and just real fast, thanks to everyone out there checking us out on Twitch tonight. We love you guys. Hopefully you guys are having a blast right now. And also, if you are unable to join us live, make sure to head over to youtube.com/BossRushGames or any of your favorite podcast services every Thursday to listen to the show. Don't forget to check out our growing family of podcast shows, also available on BossRushGames.com. All right, so there's a spoiler alert here. We're doing something a little different with the format. We're gonna see if you notice. I'm not gonna make any announcements. We're just gonna see if you notice. I just put it out there like that. So, is it time to talk about food?
Sure.
Oh, it's
Okay,
always time.
it's time for what's on your PlayStation. All right, so guys, what's on your PlayStation tonight? This is the fruit and veggies edition. All right, so yeah, I know. As soon as you heard fruit and veggies, you guys probably already tuned out there. But just bear with us because come on, everything has merit, and there are some things that are your go-to snack when it comes to the fruit and vegetable aisle or whatever's in your fridge in the crisper. So, how this is going to break down tonight? We're gonna talk. We're gonna find out what everybody's favorite fruit or vegetable is, and their least favorite fruit or vegetable, and what's that one veggie that they can just nom on, and it's just like having like a bag of Doritos or popcorn or whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you know what? I'm gonna let Nellie start this one first. Nellie,
Yes.
what's on your PlayStation?
And, well, everything. Today, I'm just talking about a little bit today. I made some cabbage and sausage.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, really? You went the Irish route.
I kind of did.
I mean, it's not corned beef, but still, it still applies.
Yes. So that's what I made today. Now, as far as like my favorite fruit and veggies, let's see. I love broccoli. Love pineapples. Love carrots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Okay, no, we're gonna say that one. Love grapes.
Oh yeah.
Geez, what else do I just snack on? I love eggplants. Love potatoes.
Eggplant? I can only do eggplant one real way. I mean, I can eat eggplant; it's not a problem for me. But my one way of actually eating and enjoying eggplant all the time is roasted.
Roasted. I've only had eggplant grilled one time, and
Grilled
it was
too?
all right.
Yeah,
But I've never had it any way else.
there's kind of a balancing act with grilled eggplant. You gotta because grilling eggplant is similar to like grilling like peppers, but you have to be a little more diligent with it because it's still a stiff vegetable in the middle. So you got to be diligent about how you do it.
Mm.
Any other favorites? Wow, you gave us a laundry list there.
Well, red onions.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
asparagus. Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry.
Basically, just the produce section.
Yeah.
So what is your least favorite? What is your least favorite veggie in the produce section?
Least favorite. That is actually hard. Probably got to come back to me. I got to think hard about that one.
Okay, Austin, you want to go next?
Well, I like everything that Nellie just mentioned. There's not very many fruits or veggies that I don't like. There's not a lot of food that I don't like, period. But my favorite fruit is pineapple. I love grapes and bananas.
Mm-hmm.
Vegetables, steamed broccoli.
Yes.
Or like beef broccoli. Anything broccoli is just good. I don't really care for it raw. I'll eat it raw, but I really like steamed broccoli. Carrots I eat pretty much every day for lunch. That's like a necessity at our house. It's always there. We always have the little baby carrots on hand. Jalapenos, I will eat so many jalapenos. It's not good for me.
Wait. So wait. Hold on. Fresh jalapenos, pickled jalapenos. It doesn't matter. Jalapenos.
Pickled jalapenos specifically. Those are the go-to. Get them in the little Mount Olive jar. Mount Olive's is the best pickled jalapenos.
So wait, do you make poor man's nachos? And when I say poor man's nachos, break open a bag of Doritos, like spread them out on a plate, sprinkle some cheese on them, toss some jalapenos on them, put them in the microwave for like 25 seconds.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, LeRon. Not only did I eat that once this weekend, I ate it twice this weekend. I love those nachos, man.
Poor man's nachos. Like, shoot, who says you need spreadable cheese? Come on, guys.
Yeah, when I was in college and working and on my own with my roommate, I ate that almost any day. Like that popcorn, those are like my meals every day. So jalapenos is a staple. I don't like cantaloupe. I can't stand cantaloupe. I hate it. I hate cantaloupe. That is the one fruit that I just like, no, I won't eat it. I don't like the flavor. It's ugh.
Cantaloupe is hit or miss for me. Sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's just like, nah, get it away.
It's got like a peculiar taste that honeydew also has. But yes, cantaloupe is stronger, and that's why I can stand honeydew, but I can't really do cantaloupe. I don't like tomatoes by themselves. I've never been a tomato fan. And I don't like cauliflower, because why would I eat cauliflower when I could have carrots or broccoli? I just don't understand. But yeah, that'd pretty much be it. Oh, I like watermelon, but I really don't care for it. And it has to be like spot on. It's gotta be spot on for me to like it.
Watermelon's not my go-to. Like I like watermelon, but it's not one of those things where it's like an obsession, like how some people it's an obsession of theirs. But I notice this, like the best times that I will eat watermelon is like usually right after a workout. Mm-hmm. So like if I happen to be driving past a food line or someplace where they have like the cups of the chopped fruit, like I may run inside and hit the produce section up and grab like a cup of watermelon chunks and keep going. The other time that it seems like I'm always in the mood for watermelon is anytime I'm at like somebody's cookout, you know. Oh, so
when that's when there's like flies around it, you have to fight the flies off.
yeah. I don't know why. Like it's like the most unhygienic time to actually have watermelon, but for some strange reason, I guess it's because you're out in the heat and you know like and you have the watermelon there, so you know it's like instant like hydration, whatever.
Yeah, my wife gives me crap about it not liking watermelon that much. She doesn't understand it. It's like her favorite. She's drinking watermelon wine. She just came home and just started drinking the watermelon wine. So I didn't know what kind of.
Hey, watermelon wine is some good shit. Watermelon wine is
good.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Oh, we should talk about our favorite drinks too.
This watermelon wine is from Aldi. It's like what, $4?
Yeah,
and it's delicious. It's delicious.
All right, so for me, my favorite fruit, and I have to watch myself with this, is our peaches. Favorite, especially a white peach. Now, and I'm one of those people where like I just go straight Neanderthal, you know, when I have a peach. Like if it's like a good ripe peach, you know, like the moment you bite into it, like the juice winds up running down your mouth and down your chin and stuff. And I look like an absolute savage, like eating freaking peaches. But I mean, and, you know, it's kind of just one of those things where it's like the more you bite into it, the more juice that comes out. Like you just want to go at it even more. God, this is sounding dirty now. I'm sorry.
PG.
Peaches are one of my favorite fruits. I'm also a big fan of grapes, bananas, certain types of apples. Like I do like a good Granny Smith apple, but I do love a Honeycrisp.
The Honeycrisp is hard to miss. They're always usually pretty good.
Yeah, they are. I have yet to run across one I didn't like. Even when they've gotten almost a little too ripe, and you know they're almost getting to that point where they're mealy. They're still good. Then you know. What other fruit? Strawberries.
Strawberries.
Least favorite fruit? I would have to say cherries.
There's only one cherry that's good, and the rest I can live without. I can't remember what it's called though.
I think what ruined cherries for me is that when I was younger, I had like the candy cherries first, you know, like the ones you get in ice cream sundaes and stuff. And then I had a real fresh cherry. And I don't really hate it per se. I will eat cherries, but they have to be on point. Like if someone offers me a cherry out of a pick of cherries, and I taste one, and that one cherry is not right, I'm not going to eat anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. As far as veggies, of course, I'm team broccoli here. Broccoli, asparagus. Shoot. Yeah. Now here's one for you guys. Bok choy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Bok choy, like it's like I'm not really a big fan of celery, but this vegetable in the celery family is like it. I will destroy it. I don't
It
really
transcends celery. It kicks
yeah.
celery's ass.
Yeah, I don't really eat it raw. Well, I'll eat the green leafy parts of bok choy raw, but the actual stalk I still have to either saute it or prepare it or cook it or do something with it. But bok choy. Oh, and you know what? Here you go. This is gonna be how we end this segment. I can make a fennel and apple salad, and it is a freaking bomb. And you know what's crazy is like if you eat too much fennel, it winds up tasting like black licorice.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that with that salad.
Ooh.
You don't get that with that salad. So
See, that's the problem, LeRon. I want to stop eating. So if you can make it taste like black licorice, it'll make me stop eating it.
yeah, well, in my Morpheus voice, what if I told you that you don't have to taste the black licorice at all? Well, that's everything. Oh, Nellie, you didn't really say what your least favorite fruit or veggie was.
Actually, also hit it on the head. Cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe, okay.
I don't. Yeah. I no.
Now, I have to ask: Have you heard of porter peaches?
Porter peaches? No, I haven't.
No.
Oh man.
No.
So porter peaches is known to be the greatest peaches in America, and now it is in Oklahoma. It's in Porter, Oklahoma. So I'm from Oklahoma. I don't want to sound too biased, but there are people that come from out of state and gather peaches by like the truckload. It's an insane thing. It's like an event. It's like 2 hours away from my house. It's kind of closer in Texas, but
I'm mad.
Yeah, porter peaches.
Live say orchards.
Oh, are you looking it up?
I looked it up. Yeah. Like, wait, are you telling me this? Are you telling me that's the only place I can get this peach?
Yeah, I mean, this.
Like,
this
I can't walk into a Publix. I can't walk into a Publix or a Harris Teeter and find this.
I mean, I don't know how far they travel out, but I feel like there's so many people that come there to pick it up. I doubt you can find it in the stores.
All right, Austin. Look at me, man. I helped you get a PlayStation 5.
Help me.
I don't know how I can send you some peaches, but if I can figure out a way, I'll send you some. Damn, because my nana will go and she will fill her Ford excursion or whatever it's called with peaches, then come home and we'll eat bowls and bowls of it, and then whatever we don't eat, she puts it in the freezer, and that way we have it all throughout the year. And then she makes peach jelly with it, and that stuff goes hard.
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah.
How about this? Then give me a jar of your nana's peach jelly, please.
You know what? I can get you that. I can get you a jar of nana's peach jelly.
Okay,
that's for sure.
Okay.
All right. My Christmas present.
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah. We gotta get ready for the Crossroads gift exchange, like 9 months from now.
yeah. Because last year it didn't go so well. Remember
all right.
The Santa for Phosphorus?
Oh yeah, the Secret Santa. Yeah. It didn't go so well. We just didn't have a plan. We need a plan this time. We need a really good plan this time. And we need to announce it. We didn't announce it early because we kind of announced it like the last week of November.
Yeah.
And then forgot about it for 2 more. And then forgot about it for 2 months, for 2 more weeks after that. Oh well, as you can tell, Bosworth Games, we aren't perfect. We try to be the best though. All right, so chat, hit us up. What's your favorite fruit or veggies out there? What's your least favorite fruit or veggies out there? Let us know. We want to know because we're a bunch of greedy pigs over here at Bosworth Games and Crossroads, the PlayStation podcast. So yeah, I like to eat. Speaking of eating, oh, by the way, no offense to Ed or Jesse. Power Blocks Ed and Arsenal Access Jesse. I had a box of the Cheetos jalapeno cheddar mac and cheese tonight. Wasn't a fan.
It's weird. It's not. I don't know. That's like one of my favorite chips in the whole world is well, just Cheetos, but flaming hot Cheetos and jalapeno Cheetos. And it got the flavor, but it's so weird eating it with a pasta. And then, like, I don't know, it's something's not quite right. I give it credit for what it is, but I would never eat it again. I ate it once and I'll never eat it again.
Yeah, like it didn't move the earth for me.
Mm-hmm. And the regular Cheeto one didn't really do anything for me either. It was fine, but
yep. So
could be better.
it is what it is. Like some, one man's meat is another man's poison. Isn't that the saying?
Is it?
Something like that. Something like that.
Close enough.
All right. Hey, real quickly, our chat's starting to liven up. Hey, chat, do you guys have a question for us tonight for our panel? If you do, we'll read it out and then we'll actually have it on the show right now. So while we're about to just glance over a few quick blurbs here, if you guys have a question, let's see what you throw at us. So here are some blurbs that you guys might be interested in that the Crossroads crew thought you would want to hear. All right. First one's up. Control sold over 2 million copies, but it isn't a major hit yet, says Remedy. Remedy's Taro Vertala explained that the studio does not consider Control a major hit, despite the fact that the critically acclaimed title sold over 2 million copies worldwide. Control was released on PS4, PC, and Xbox One in August 2019 and was recently released in the Ultimate Edition form for the PS5 this just last month. All right. Next up, It Take-Two creator Joseph Fares says Cyberpunk 2077 got an unfair amount of shit.
I love this guy. He has no filter. It's awesome.
Yeah, he does. I love it. Yes, you know what? He's starting to become my favorite. He's starting to become one of my favorite developers. He's giving me the vibes that Cliff Bleszinski used to give me.
I don't know what you call him. Who's like a really outspoken director in movies? Like, what is he?
An outspoken director in movies?
Yeah. I was gonna say Quentin Tarantino, but he really isn't that outspoken.
Yeah, Tarantino's always been quiet. He's been bent, but he's quiet.
I don't know. Rian Johnson's kind of out there, maybe a little bit, something like that, or Spike Lee. Tripping refs.
Spike Lee gives zero fucks. He does.
He really does.
It's been a while. I mean, like the last director I can think of I can think of would be like Gore Vidal. Gore Vidal is more of a photographer, but he did do some films and stuff like that. I can't think of any. Most directors these days are humble. I guess it's because the industry was like, hey, we don't have to put out your shit, sir. We will blacklist you, and you will.
All we gotta do is put The Rock or Kevin Hart in the movie. We're gonna sell millions. We don't need you.
All right. So Joseph Fares, famous for It Takes Two, the game is coming out real soon, as well as A Way Out, has mentioned that punters have been too harsh on Cyberpunk 2077 from CD Projekt Red. To see more about that, just check the link out that we provided. Next up, God of War Fallen God sees Kratos struggle to be free from the blades of chaos. Now, this is a good one here. Because this is actually going to talk about the transition between what happens to Kratos at the end of God of War 3 and what happens to him as we get to God of War, the 2018 release. If you're looking for some Kratos action and have been missing the big guy since you rolled credits of 2018's God of War, fear not, as you can soon pick up a brand new God of War comic series from Dark Horse Comics that tells the story between the original trilogy and the 2018 reboot. I'm kind of curious about this, so I'm going to see how it happens because I thought 2018's God of War was a reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I'm reading this, it makes it seem like he may be slightly immortal, or at least a demigod. So he's long in years, but not immortal. If that makes sense. All right, next blurb. Next blurb, V1 Interactive closes their doors. Okay, now I know you guys may not really know who this company is, but V1 Interactive is the developer of a game called Disintegration, which is a squad-based tactical shooter which recently had its server shut down about 5 months ago. Oh, well, no, after 5 months, I'm sorry. But that studio has announced it is closing its doors. It's closed down. The studio, which is funded by Halo co-creator Marcus Leto, launched its debut project less than a year ago, but it failed to attract a big enough audience to survive. So we really hate when this happens to developers and stuff like that. You know, like we love games and stuff, and we love to see games flourish and things like that. So hopefully the talent behind the studio can bounce back. Hopefully. Next up, Essential Picks promotion returns to the PlayStation Store. The Essential Picks promotion runs on the PlayStation Store from March 3rd to March 27th, saving you up to 60% off on a range of PlayStation games for a limited time. Some of the games on that list includes Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, NBA 2K21, and Just Cause the Gold Edition. So check it out. There's a pretty big list. The link's included in the chat. Check it out. And our final blurb for the evening, the creators for Ghost of Tsushima have been made ambassadors for the actual island of Tsushima. I think we kind of talked about this. We kind of talked about this. Yeah, it's pretty great actually. All right, so the real life island of Tsushima will be honoring the work of Sucker Punch Productions by making both the game director Nate Fox and the creative director Jason Connell of Ghost of Tsushima permanent tourism ambassadors. As you know, like the island of Tsushima itself has gone through a lot recently, and because of the awareness and everything that was brought to the island thanks to the game Ghost of Tsushima, that a whole bunch of people donated to the charity relief for the island. They actually got the shrine, like the shrine monument, rebuilt. And everyone that participated in that is supposed to be getting some type of memorialization or dedication, at that shrine. So everybody that helped out in that, they're getting immortalized, as long as the shrine, stays in one piece, in the future, things like that. And now the creators of Ghost of Tsushima are now ambassadors for the actual island. And that's pretty freaking amazing. All right.
Which makes me think that they got the game correct historically too. Like the people of the island really respect the game, really understand. And so we're finally seeing cultural representation put correctly. And honestly, I bet you a ton of people, once this pandemic is over, is ready to go travel there too. Or playing.
I would not be surprised. In all honesty, I wouldn't mind going there just to see how people are getting commemorated in that in the shrine. I would love to see it. All right. So to get the scoop on all these blurbs, links have been provided in our Twitch chat stream tonight. Go check them out, and then continue the conversation with us over on our Twitter page at @PS_Crossroads. All right. Did we have a question? Doesn't look like it. Okay. All right. Well, just as a note, just to
make sure.
Oh, yeah. Do that real quickly. If you want to have your question read on the show, tweet us at @PS_Crossroads or email us at CrossroadsPSPod. I'm always screwing that up. pspod@gmail.com. CrossroadsPSPod@gmail.com. I'm sharing the email address with you guys right now in our Twitch chat. And let's go ahead and break into the news events for this week. You guys ready?
Yes.
Oh, and real quickly here, before we break into the news real fast, let's just say, because I totally skipped over my zinger. So, if you guys are just now tuning in to Crossroads PlayStation Podcast, this is episode 27, and a tech update at AMD is bringing some game-changing news to PlayStation, while Bethesda is now officially a part of Team Microsoft, which means gaming could change for all of us in the coming months. So, guys, AMD, who are the chip manufacturers for the processors and the graphics units for the PlayStation 5 as well as the Xbox Series X, their equivalent to DLSS is coming, and it's coming to PS5 and Xbox Series consoles as well. So, This is more like tech talk with LeRon here. This is more the PC side, but this benefits the PlayStation side. So we'll just talk about it real quickly. And, you know, I'm pretty sure Corey's going to start screaming at me to hurry up and make a PC show.
Yeah.
So Nellie, Austin, I'm sorry you guys had to put up with me tonight on this. All right, so AMD, the company behind the processor chips that are driving both the PS5 and Xbox Series consoles, is coming for NVIDIA's DLSS technology. It's called AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution. I know it's a mouthful. And it could deliver a significant boost to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X performance. The fact that AMD doesn't currently have a counter to DLSS has given its rival NVIDIA a performance advantage, more primarily in the graphics cards business, which is on the PC side. But this is but what you have to note though is that the NVIDIA chips power the Nintendo Switch. They just have an older version that doesn't have DLSS. But anyway, work is in progress on the alternative, which is the Fidelity FX Super Resolution. And according to Linus Tech Tips, which I'm about to post a link into our Twitch chat right now for you guys to check out if you want to, it could be coming soon to PCs as well as new PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X consoles. It says new here in the report, but I have a funny feeling that the systems are somehow, some way going to get the existing systems are somehow, some way going to get them, unless they're going to wait for the hardware refresh, which always happens in the life cycle of these consoles now. Who knows though? All right. As I stated earlier, while the Nintendo Switch uses NVIDIA hardware, it currently lacks DLSS. But both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X use AMD hardware. And if they are indeed getting the Fidelity FX Super Resolution, it means that they could be seeing big performance boosts at the gains of 4K resolutions. Now, I know it kind of throws you off when I say that 4K resolutions, given that the system's already outputted 4K resolutions. But what you have to take into account is not every game is developed to be played at 4K. And usually some type of upscaling or super sampling happens to make the games look like they're 4K when they're actually not. Now, with Fidelity FX, it may even help games achieve the 8K resolutions, which are on the box. And you guys remember we had like a big go round in chat. You know, particularly me and Pal Blocks Ed. And he was talking about the fact that why they're advertising 8K if nothing can do it. Well, here it comes. All right. DLSS is an abbreviation for Deep Learning Super Sampling and is a technology used by NVIDIA to render games that are at lower resolutions and then uses artificial intelligence and machine learning to upscale the frames of the game to a higher resolutions. This allows PCs with compatible GPUs running games that take advantage of the tech to hit higher resolutions. And here's the bonus: higher frame rates than usual. Can you imagine if our PS4s had DLSS? Cyberpunk wouldn't have been that much of a problem.
No. That's the first game I was just thinking about too.
Cyberpunk wouldn't have been that much of a problem. And even when resource intensive effects like ray tracing are enabled. Now, I will say this because because I don't have a 30 series graphics card like I've been wanting because, like scalpers and, tariffs and price hikes and all this stuff. But my roommate was gracious enough to give me to loan me his 2070 and I'm sorry, his 2080. I'm sorry. And let me just say this. The performance jump I got alone from my 1080 to this 2080 is crazy, especially with Cyberpunk. I'm actually getting 60 frames now.
Oh wow!
I'm actually getting 60 frames now, and that's with DLSS. That's with DLSS and a little bit of ray tracing. All right, but back to the main part of the article. Fidelity FX Super Resolution is likely to do something similar that what DLSS is doing, and the fact that it could also be used in PS5 and Xbox Series X is potentially very exciting. Not potentially very exciting. It's exciting. It's exciting just thinking about it. So just imagine when it drops. Although both consoles have only just launched, they can struggle to hit 4K at 60 frames per second in visually demanding games. Fidelity FX Super Resolution could help eliminate dips in frames and allow more games to use ray tracing effects. It may also mean In the future, the consoles may be able to hit the 8K. Like I said, just note that in test with the RTX 3090, which is supposed to be the top echelon graphics card right now from NVIDIA, even when that card's using DLSS, 8K gaming is still a long way off from being achievable. So, guys, I know y'all aren't big techies. I swear sometimes I feel like they did you guys a disservice by putting me on the PlayStation show with you guys. But what do you guys think?
I mean, this all sounds really cool, but I am so dumb when it comes to this stuff that until it's in my hands and I see it, I'm not going to appreciate or anticipate what's coming on, you know?
Yeah.
This does tell me that consoles are not going anywhere, that they are here to stay for a while. And I don't know if we'll have another generation of consoles, but we're definitely going to have newer upgrades that are going to come with the PS5 and the Xbox Series. So, and of course, Nintendo Switch Pro. So, this to me is
the Switch
exciting.
Pro. That Switch Pro that's like Bigfoot right now. I want to be. I want to be excited for it, but it's funny because I was in Pal Block's chat last night for their show, and we were talking, and while they were talking about the Pro, like some of the guys were in chat asking me about it, and I gave my thoughts on it. Like I believe it's going to be pretty impressive. The one thing I like about what supposedly happened with the Switch Pro is the fact that it's going to have a 7-inch OLED screen, and even though it only hits 720p, a lot of people are arguing that like 720p is not enough. I'm like, dude, it's like a 7-inch screen. Like if you get 1080 or 1440, you're not even going to recognize it. It's going to like on that side of the screen is going to be way too sharp. You're not going to notice it. Yeah. But what I'm interested in is when the next Switch comes out, because they haven't said anything about the actual Switch, like the actual hardware, like that's going to be powering the games. I wonder if they're going to get the new NVIDIA Tegra chip, and if it's going to have DLSS in it, because then like this is going to have to motivate like the PlayStation 5s and the Xbox Series X to do something. Come on, if Nintendo's console has it and they don't, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Oh, you'll know that they're gonna come out with another rendition of it, whether it's the PS5.1 and then the Xbox Series X.2 or whatever.
Yeah,
Xbox is done with their names. So
I don't know. They need to be careful, because I mean, like, people are just now starting to get systems, and if they roll a new one off the market because they have a brand new chip in it, that's going to make a lot of people upset.
Yeah.
I kind of hope that I don't think we'll see the Switch Pro this year. I really hope we don't see the Switch Pro this year, because I can't convince my wife to let me buy 2 consoles in 1 year. I barely got the one, so. I'm hoping that it's a couple of years out, and that way people can enjoy their new consoles and not worry about it.
See, man, lucky you. You have a wife. You have a spouse that'll keep you in check. Me, I'm single. Yeah. I am single. The only thing that keeps me in check is at the end of the month when I have to pay bills. That's the only thing that keeps me in check. there's no one that's gonna like ride my ass. There's no one's gonna turn around and say you're not getting any tonight because you spent too much money on that freaking video game system.
Exactly. That's how I am. I'm like, at least Austin's grounded me.
Oh man, that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why sometimes I wish I was married, because I need someone to keep me in check sometimes, man. Because my bank account will look at my I open up my wallet and my debit card will slap me and like, bro, no.
See, mine's not even the money thing, because I'll be like, I'll go work like 40, 50 extra hours a week. I'll go work 2 jobs just to, wait.
Your wife is cool with you being out that house just to justify your habit?
No, that's the problem. She's not allowed. I'm willing to work for it.
I can understand if your wife's because your wife works at the veterinary hospital, right? So they have fixed hours, but I can understand if like she was a nurse or a full blown doctor or something. So like her hours like all over the place, and then you can be like, well,
yeah.
Well, then you have to make the sacrifice. Like, do you stay at home and play video games all day, or do you pick up 20 hours overtime this week so you can buy your next video game system?
That's kind of where I'm at these points, because I'm getting 20 hours of overtime, but I'm like, do I want to go DoorDash for a little bit, so I can buy some more games? And then I'm like, oh wait, I can't even play the games I got.
Are you a dasher? Are you a dasher?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had to start because of COVID. We were down for like a month, and I didn't know if I was gonna have a job for a while. So I was like, I gotta make money somehow, and I started door dashing. So
that's understandable. That's understandable.
Yeah.
Now I do it for side money. I love it. So
I need to find a side hustle.
I haven't done it in probably a couple months. I did too much overtime.
I need to find a side hustle. Something my mother can be proud about.
Oh, that kind of side hustle. You can always you just go on Facebook, find some girl that you went to high school with, and she's probably got some pyramid scheme you could probably join up on.
Oh God. Like oh man, trust me, all the girls I graduated high school with, they're on something, whether it's the freaking saran wraps, the waist wraps, or something even more like harebrained. They're on something, and it's like y'all the reason why I don't come on to Facebook.
There was the worst one that I ever saw was literally you would put $100 into this pot, and then you would somehow get 1,000 because so many people invested in that pot.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Yeah,
one of my friends of mine ended up working for her, so I was like, because I would be like, no, I'm not putting $100 in this just so people can give me $100. That doesn't make sense. All right,
right,
yeah. Somebody was trying to get me to do one. I was like, no, I don't play that. Sorry.
All right. So ultimately, at the end of the day, we are hoping that our beloved PlayStation 5 and of course the Xbox Series X gets this nice jump of technology here, because I'm pretty sure that Nvidia is going to use the Nintendo Switch as their tester for DLSS and stuff like that. So this is exciting news. Like, hopefully the consoles get this, and we're going to move into our next story, because I'm pretty sure Nellie's going to be excited about this one. I mean, even though technically you've already been crunching down on this franchise, but Tomb Raider, the definitive Survivor trilogy, has been leaked and apparently releases this 18th of March. Guys, the Microsoft Store done goofed again. Apparently, if you want to know when games are coming out that you didn't think were coming out, just check out the Microsoft Store from time to time, and you may see a listing for a game. I want to say, didn't we see a listing? It wasn't Control. What was it? We saw a listing for a game that we thought was not coming. And I can't remember what it is now. Oh well. I should have wrote it in the notes. All right, but anyway, Tomb Raider, the definitive Survivor trilogy, has appeared on the storefront at the Microsoft Store, complete with an 18th March release date. The package will include, not surprisingly, all 3 games from the modern Tomb Raider trilogy, which include Tomb Raider, the definitive edition, Rise of Tomb Raider, a 20-year celebration, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the definitive edition. Naturally, all the DLC is included in those original bundles, and will be, all the DLC will be in there. And just to clear things up, this is just a way to buy the 3 games in one go. And it isn't a PS5 upgrade or anything like that. So just throwing that out there. In any case, though,
is it a PS5 upgrade?
It's not a PS5 upgrade.
It's not.
It's not a PS5 upgrade. I think who knows? It might be coming, but this is supposedly a totally new SKU. So there's a possibility it may be coming.
I kind of hope that it is, because that when I saw you put this news in the deal, I didn't hear about it until I read the document.
It was fresh. Like it just popped up today.
Oh, it just popped up. So
yeah, it was fresh.
I was thinking that's perfect because I haven't played Rise and I haven't played Shadow, and I was like, I kind of want to go back and play the first one again.
I haven't beaten the first one, and I have Shadow. I mean Rise. Right? Wait.
I have
Rise of the Tomb Raider is second. I'm a very bad gamer. I'm sorry. I have 2 of the 3 Tomb Raider games, and the only reason why I didn't buy the third one is because I felt bad because I didn't beat the first one nor start the second one, so I didn't buy the third one. I was like, I can't justify buying this if I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, I bought all 3 of them because I know I'm going to play them.
I know I'm going to play them too, but I was like, you know what? Before I spend $60 whole on this game and I haven't even beaten the first 2, let me beat the first 2, and hopefully this game will be $20 by the time I'm ready to play it.
Question though,
yeah,
are you? I know you playing on this console. What are you playing on, LeRon?
I have the 2 games on the PC.
Exactly.
but I did start Rise of the Tomb Raider the other day because I thought I was going to play it, and then I was like, this is on PS4. This game was so beautiful because it starts off with this like big giant mountain, and I was like, I kind of want to wait and play this on PS5. I just want to wait, and then maybe there's a PS5 upgrade here. Maybe we just haven't heard about it or anything. I don't know. I'm holding out hope, and I'm not gonna play it anytime soon, but I'm hoping for it. Because Rise of the Tomb Raider, I even bought the 20-year celebration one, the one that looks like a journal and stuff. I bought it.
Oh man,
so excited about it and didn't play
it. Exactly. I have them in my library right now, and just like I started. Where was I in the first Tomb Raider? Okay, so this is how far I got in Tomb Raider. So maybe I was a little like a third of the way through. But you remember when she gets into real trouble, like with the guys that are marauding that island, and it looks like that dude's about to rape her?
Yeah,
that's where I stopped at. That's where I stopped at.
Like at the beginning.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think you're even close to the halfway point.
Nope.
Man. Oh man. Well, because it'll be on my list to play.
Tell me if I'm wrong, Nellie. I think the first Tomb Raider is probably longer than the first 3 Uncharted's, and it's probably about the same amount of time as Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're pretty long for that kind of game.
They really are long. But they are so enjoyable. Like you just get stuck in.
You see the other thing too, like Tomb Raider the Tomb Raider game is great. The one I started playing, it is great. But I was playing it honestly just to scratch my itch for more Uncharted.
But here's what I'll say. While I like Uncharted story better, Lara Croft is way cooler than Nathan Drake. I'm just gonna say, like,
you talking about the new Lara Croft, or just Lara Croft, the entity?
Well, the new Lara Croft. I don't really know anything about the older Lara Croft, and I never saw the Angelina Jolie movie, so my history of that is. But I think Lara Croft in the new games is like, what she goes through way more stuff than Nathan Drake ever has.
That is the truth.
Straight up fight the bear in one of the games, and when she first falls in the first game, it has that giant spike go through her stomach, and she somehow gets herself up. I was like, this chick is insane. I don't know how she even does.
I mean, she's always been badass. She's always been like a character that I always loved and looked up to. So,
like, I respect the Tomb Raider franchise. The only problem is that Tomb Raider existed in the same time as Resident Evil. Back in the PS1 days, so I always had to make the choice, and it was always like I like the horror game more than I like the chick stealing stuff. That's how I used to say it. I'm like that Tomb Raider heifer. That's how I used to say it.
I was gonna say.
Go ahead, Austin.
I was gonna say, if you chose Silent Hill over Tomb Raider, I was gonna say you liked Pyramid Head more than the Pyramid Boobs. I was gonna say that's your difference.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
As a gamer, my parents already knew, so 9 out of 10, even if we were playing Resident Evil, they knew I was going to go to Tomb Raider, so eventually I would have both.
Yeah. Well, I will say this though. Like, I am loving the Tomb Raider. I'm gonna call it the reboot because, like, man, it's giving us a proper like origin story, and hopefully if we get to the point, because the other thing that kind of bugged me about the Tomb Raider in its original form is like seemed there was a little bit of hokiness in it. There's a little bit of hokiness in there was a little bit of like fan service, for example. Like, was there a need for her to do like a complete handstand, like to like dive off of a ledge? Was there a need for that? Like, there was just a hokey factor into it. No, it's probably this whole thing of like I outgrow video games sometimes.
I will say this though, I would date Nathan Drake. He has that kind of humor I like. Like you humor? In danger.
Just the humor.
Well, personality wise.
You know what? Just to please Nellie, we're gonna come up with a video game boyfriends girlfriends like topic for one of the shows. Maybe for episode 30. Maybe for episode 30.
I would have dated Chloe just for her personality. Just for her personality.
You know what? I like strong.
Like Nadine.
Okay. I was going to say I like strong women, so Nadine, come this way.
I like Chloe because she's seductive.
Yeah. I don't like her for that reason.
You like her because you know who the voice actress is. That's what that's all about. Now I want to play Uncharted now.
I think I'm about to play Uncharted after this.
Now I'm going to play Uncharted. I'm about to spark up the Nathan Drake collection. All right. But to wrap the Tomb Raider topic up, this could be a great way to get the Tomb Raider Origin games if you haven't already tried them, haven't already purchased them, whatever. Having said that, there is no price tags on it yet, so given that it looks like it's initially for PS4, it's probably going to be a $60 title, but if it does wind up coming to all the systems, expect to spend anywhere from $40 to $70 for the game. So there you go. We'll give you updates if we find out anything else on pricing. We already know the release date, so happy rating, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Our last news topic for the evening. This is pretty fun, and it also fulfills Austin's thing for lists. Because Austin's got a thing for lists. All right. So PlayStation games headline the BAFTA Awards nominations, with The Last of Us 2 setting the record with 13 nominations. Okay, so in case you don't know about it, the BAFTA is the British Academy of Film and Television Arts, and they have their own award show. So the good way to kick it off is that the British Academy of Film and Television Arts has announced nominees for this year's BAFTA Game Awards, and PlayStation exclusives headline almost every category included in there. In the lead is Naughty Dog's Last of Us Part 2. No surprise there. I can hear Ed screaming right now. Which has set a record with 13 nominations, the highest number of nominations a single video game has ever received since the BAFTA game's inception. Sucker Punch's Ghost of Tsushima followed with 10 nominations, and Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales snagged nominations in 7 categories. In case you guys are interested, here go the categories. The 2021 BAFTA categories include Best Game, Best British Game. Aren't you guys snarky? Best Animation, Best Artistic Achievement, Audio Achievement, Best Debut Game, Best Evolving Game, Best Family Game, Best Game Beyond Entertainment. I like that category. I think we might have to scoop that. I like that category. Best Game Design, Best Multiplayer Game, Best Music, Best Narrative, Best Original Property, and Best Performer in a Leading Role, Best Performer in a Supporting Role, Best Technical Achievement, and of course the number one Game of the Year award. Now let's circle back real quickly to Best Performer in a Leading Role. What's crazy about this is 6 games nominated, and 5 of those games were from PlayStation titles.
Yep.
For Best Performer in a Lead Role, we have nominations for Ashley Johnson as Ellie in The Last of Us Part 2. We have Cody Christian as Cloud Strife in Final Fantasy VII Remake. I am saying that because that's currently a PlayStation exclusive. That's why it's in this list. Daisuke Tsuji.
Don't add us, Ed. Don't add us.
Daisuke Tsuji as Jin Sakai in Ghost of Tsushima. Laura Bailey as Abby in The Last of Us Part 2. Najee Jeter as Miles Morales in Spider-Man Miles Morales. And then for the other for the alternating category, Best Performer in Supporting Role, 4 out of the 6 titles nominated were PlayStation games, including Jeffrey Pierce as Tommy in The Last of Us Part 2, Patrick Gallagher as Khotun Khan in Ghost of Tsushima, Shannon Woodward as Dinah, or is it Dina? Is it Dinah or Dina?
I think it's Dina.
See, I
haven't played it, but
I haven't played Last of Us 2 yet. I know. I'm so slack. I have the game though. I promise you, I have the game. And then Troy Baker as Joel in Last of Us 2. I mean, it's Troy Baker. He better win. He better win.
Who are the other nominations? What was the one nomination in the Best Performer Leading Role?
Let's find out.
That other one is.
Hang on. Let me look real fast.
What else was there?
Okay, let's see. All right, so I said there were 6 categories, right? Let's see.
Yeah, is it Keanu Reeves?
You're close. Jeremy Lee as the female version of V in Cyberpunk 2077 is the other performing role.
Okay.
And then the other category, for Best Performer Supporting Role, here's a good one because folks definitely were thirsting about this. Logan Cunningham as Hades, Achilles, Poseidon, Asterius, Charon, and a storyteller in Hades.
Oh,
that dude should win.
I think he is going to win. And then Carla Tessara as Judy Alvarez in Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay, which I have not yet to play as well. It's on my list.
All right, so the notable PlayStation titles that got multiple nominations throughout these various categories include Ghost of Tsushima, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Dreams. I think Dreams is going to win a couple of awards here because that was a pretty innovative game. It was an innovative game to the point where Sony made their own separate awards show for this to showcase like some of the development talent behind like the actual gamers and users that played the game. Astro's Playroom, yay! And Demon Souls, yeah. So guys,
I saw that the best British game, Dreams was like one of the 2, I think, nominees.
Yeah, it's kind of cool actually. Let's see something here. If you guys want to have it, like, let me see, just to give the guys some ideas, just to give the audience some ideas. Like, okay, so the 2021 nominees for best games, included in that is Half-Life Alyx, Hades, and Animal Crossing: New Horizons. Animation, we have Spiritfarer, which actually I've heard a lot of good things about that. And we've also got Ori and the Will of the Wisps in there. I think that game might actually win it, even though Doom Eternal's in there. And I people can't shut up about Doom Eternal. I'm just like, man, it's just another Doom game, But people can't shut up about that one.
And I haven't heard people talk too much about Doom Eternal.
You haven't? You haven't? Oh, I hear people talking about it. Let's see. Nominees for Best Debut Game: Airborne Kingdom, Call to Sea, Carry On, Factorio, Roki, and The Falconeer. All those are good games, actually. I haven't heard. Wait, Airborne Kingdom. No, I have heard of Airborne Kingdom. That's the game where you're controlling the people that are flying on dragons and doing and blasting each other, stuff like that. Yeah. Best Evolving Games. Let's see. Destiny 2 Beyond Light, Dreams, Fall Guys, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, Sea of Thieves. I like how No Man's Sky just kind of stays in our gaming vocabulary. It's like the one game. Does. It's like the one game that won't die and won't quit. And you know what?
It'll never leave.
I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing either. I'm not. Now, out of all these categories, I'm a little perturbed that Monster Hunter Iceborne isn't mentioned.
Was that 2020?
That was 2020.
Wow.
That was 2020.
It's weird how some things can feel so long ago, and then yet some things feel so... it wasn't that long ago.
I know. Let's see. Are there any other notable ones? Best game design: Animal Crossing: New Horizons. I call it questionable content, like Ed likes to say. Game design. Explain.
I don't know. That one's a stretch for me, just because
it seems too simplistic.
Well, they just built on what they already have done for all the other Animal Crossing games. Like, there's no doubt there's a lot of extra stuff in it, but the core is still there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, go. You guys go take a look at the list of the nominees. It didn't say when the show is actually yet. Oh, the winners of the show the winners of the awards will be announced March 25th. So keep an eye on that. We will set a reminder to check in on that so we can give you guys updates on who won. Last of Us 2 having 13 nominations. There's no way this game is getting snubbed.
I mean,
there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
We will see.
All right, guys. It's time for the big topic tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So,
this is interesting, man. Everyone's talking about this today.
This is a talking point. So hopefully you guys are ready for it. All right. So, as of today, Bethesda is officially a part of Team Xbox, and now gamers everywhere, we wait for the change. All right. So, as of this morning, Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, released a statement. Released an Xbox statement via. Let me start over. Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, released a statement this morning via the Xbox News website, marking the finalization of the ZeniMax Media acquisition and the inclusion of Bethesda Softworks into the family of Xbox studios. In his article, Spencer says, This is an exciting day for Xbox. Today, we officially complete the acquisition of ZeniMax Media, parent company of Bethesda Softworks. It is an honor to welcome the 8 incredibly talented development studios: Bethesda Game Studios, ID Software, ZeniMax Online Studios, Arcane, Machine Games, Tango Gameworks, AlphaDog, and Roadhouse Studios. And their passionate global communities to the Xbox family. Now that everything is official, we can begin working together to deliver more great games to everyone. All right, so for months after it was announced that Microsoft was in the works of acquiring ZeniMax, purchasing ZeniMax and acquiring it, the question has been out there whether or not Bethesda's rich catalog of games will no longer find homes outside of Microsoft and Xbox. Mainly, we want to know, are these games still going to come to PlayStation? That's what we really want to know. Mm-hmm. And the answer is still pretty murky for anyone that doesn't have an Xbox system or a PC. Spencer went on to say, as we previously stated, it is vitally important that Bethesda continues making games the way it always has. While that statement is pretty vague, it could mean that Bethesda and their franchises still have homes outside of the Xbox PC ecosystem. But nothing has been set in stone just yet. So, guys, let's talk about this. What do we think of the possibilities that we will no longer see, outside of what was initially announced before the acquisition, what's the odds that we may no longer see basically anything that was Bethesda or ZeniMax anymore?
Well, we know we're getting Deathloop, and we know we're going to get Ghostwire Tokyo. After that, it's definitely up in the air. Let me look at that quote that I saw the other day, or saw today. This is the next step in building an industry-leading first-party studios team, a commitment we have to our Xbox community. With the addition of the Bethesda creative teams, gamers should know that Xbox consoles, PC, and Game Pass will be the best place to experience new Bethesda games, including some new titles in the future that'll be exclusive to Xbox and PC players. So that's some definitely makes me think, all right, so we will see some coming to both platforms. I was actually kind of curious what you all thought. I have a list of like Bethesda franchises, and I was going to ask you on each one of them, do you think we're going to see it on PlayStation the next iteration. If we get
Nellie, you want to do it?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I am going to say, hopefully, that we get to keep, if they do another Evil Within game, I hope to see that on PlayStation. But go ahead.
So, all right. So the big two, Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Do we think that they're going to be on PlayStation and Xbox? I think they will.
I think so too. I think what's going to happen though is that they'll get the exclusive run on Xbox first, whether that's a 6-month thing or a 1-year thing. I don't think companies want to risk going outside of a year because then people will forget about their game. But I feel like the formatting for those games will be they'll be exclusive on Xbox, given that it's going to be their home system now, and then they'll show up on the other consoles.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
What do you go ahead, Nellie?
No, I'm just thinking.
I think Elder Scrolls and Fallout. I think if it's anything exclusive, it's gonna be on Games Pass. So you're not gonna have to pay for it. You're not gonna pay $70 and shoot. I mean, Bethesda has the power to say, "Hey, our games are $80 or $90." On PlayStation. I feel like they could get away with that if they really wanted to. And trust me, I would buy it because if they told me that Elder Scrolls and Fallout was going to be only on Xbox, I would have to buy the console because those are two of my favorite franchises of all time, and I'm not going to miss the new games. So,
well, you see, I have a PC, so I guess I have my way out for that one, and I have Game Pass, which means that chances are I'm not really technically going to pay for it.
Yeah, I have Game Pass too, so it's like.
Well, I do have the Game Pass and I have an Xbox One, but if I imagine these new ones are not going to be playable on the Xbox One. They might be, but I don't think you'll be. I think you'll be having as much fun as people who played Cyberpunk on PS4 when these games come out.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
Sorry. So I think these games, and at the very most exclusivity would be like 6 months or maybe a year, but I don't see them never coming to PlayStation. Now, Starfield. What do y'all think about Starfield? Because I think that one could actually be on Xbox exclusive.
I've heard different rumblings that Starfield will be coming to other systems, but I also think that they may leave. But also, I'm also leaning to the fact that there is a possibility they may be the one true exclusive to the Xbox because they just want to. It's not so much a greed thing, but they want to show like the Xbox community that there is faith. You know that hey, you are getting some type of exclusive from this deal. You know. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the way I feel about it. Everything's up in the air, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I really don't want to pick and choose right now, but...
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about Prey, Dishonored, Doom, Evil Within, and Wolfenstein? What do you think about those 5 in particular?
Wolfenstein, I think it's going to stay to Xbox. I don't know why.
I feel like Wolfenstein may stay on Xbox as well because Xbox just has a pedigree for all the shooters wind up on Xbox.
Yeah.
All the shooters wind up on Xbox. Yeah, I mean PlayStation does get shooters. They don't. But you know, it seems like the Xbox gamer has more of the shooter in their DNA than PlayStation gamers do.
True.
You know, I don't like segregating the systems by their players and stuff, but just look at universal sales, you know, versus one system over the other. Like the games like Call of Duties and stuff like that, they thrive on Xbox. Not saying they don't thrive on PlayStation. They just sell more on the Microsoft console. Whereas, and you know, like it can be easily said the reason why like single player adventures sell better on the PlayStation is because like it seems to be the focus. You know, it can be said that easily, but even when we have single player adventure games on the Xbox consoles, they still seem to sell better on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean look at Bayonetta, for example. When Bayonetta was out on PS3 and Xbox 360, it sold more on PlayStation. Vanquish also sold more on PlayStation, and Vanquish was a shooter. It was a third-person shooter, but it was a shooter.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get another Prey or Dishonored game, but I feel like what Arcane is doing, I feel like their games, whether they're trying something new or they're helping someone out, I think those are going to stay exclusive to Xbox because if they're telling a new story, basically they're telling a new story. Josh Finn said it on Twitter earlier. Games that aren't continuing a story, I have a hard time imagining not being on both. Mm-hmm. But the ones that are brand new, why would you put them on? And maybe a year exclusive. That way, if it doesn't really sell that well, you could just pump it out on PlayStation and make some of your figures back. Because maybe they didn't sell well, but they're critically acclaimed. PlayStation people eat that up. Those are the games that they eat up. So that might be their key to kind of trying to get people over to Xbox, but not losing money on their games as well. Because they paid more money than Disney paid for Star Wars. 3 times as much. So they got to make money somehow. I don't know if they can make it all through Games Pass unless they got everybody on Games Pass. And so I think you will see some games eventually go into PlayStation, like what Tomb Raider did with Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider, having a year exclusive on Xbox and then coming to PlayStation. Doom, I think Doom and Wolfenstein will stay on Xbox. I think you're all right with the shooter aspect. I think even if they are continuing the series, I think that's a good way to, hey, you want to finish BJ Blazkowicz's story? You got to go to 3. Although he may have died in 2, and I just ignorant. I don't know. I didn't play that.
I think he did. I think he did bite it in 2. I haven't beaten it yet, but I think he did die in 2.
Okay.
I mean, come on, man. That dude was being kept together with freaking cat wire and bubble gum.
And then Evil Within. Nellie, you said you really wanted to come to PlayStation. I don't know about this game. I don't know if it's going to come to PlayStation or not. Tango we know is working on Ghostwire Tokyo. People who made Evil Within 1 and 2, they're working on Ghostwire Tokyo. So they are in somewhat of a connection with PlayStation. But whatever they make after that, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to come to PlayStation or not.
I mean, either way. Again, I don't discriminate. Just give me my games.
Yeah,
Now, go ahead, LeRon.
I'm going to say Evil Within is kind of a 50-50 thing. Like it may show up outside of the Microsoft ecosystem, but then again, it may wind up not happening. At this point, because they probably like. Hopefully, Microsoft is learning some of its mistakes with previous developer studios, like Rare, for example. Hopefully, they're learning from some of their mistakes. Hopefully, they're not just coming in there and completely restructuring what these dev companies are doing. What Spencer says, of course, sounds like they're getting their autonomy and their freedom to do this, but we don't know for sure what's going on behind the scenes until we actually see it roll out. Yep. So there's a possibility that the Evil Within team may just be done with the franchise, now that, like they have to look in a different direction for how they publish their games. But if there is another Evil Within coming, I have a 50-50 drive here.
Yeah.
Boss man.
Ron.
Yeah, what's up?
This next one specifically for you.
Okay.
Do you think Quake is coming to Xbox?
Oh. Here's my... Actually, you know what? It's hard to say because Quake has had a home on previous PlayStation systems.
Yeah, I just know that it's always been associated with PC. I don't think this game will ever come to PlayStation, but I mean, now that Xbox owns it, why wouldn't?
Why would they? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So I'm gonna say there's a good chance. Honestly, because of the legacy Quake holds, it might be multi-platform. Because of the legacy the game holds, but let's not mince words here. Like we all know, it's associated with PC. Which means that it's automatically going to be part of Xbox. Mm-hmm. And especially if like they relax a little bit and they say, hey, like just like in previous Quake games, like we'll release a mod builder for you guys.
Yeah. Rage 3, we're not getting Rage. We're not getting Rage 3.
I don't think anyone's getting Rage 3.
No one's getting.
No one's getting Rage 3.
Now, Corey's bringing up the last one, which is Indiana Jones, and I totally agree with him. I think Indiana Jones will be the exclusive because we don't need Indiana Jones. We have the Nathan Drake.
Shots fired.
So why do we need Indiana Jones?
Shots fired.
Take your old man Harrison Ford, and he doesn't even want to do the movies anymore. He's like, this stuff is dumb. I'm tired of it. We don't need it. We got Nathan Drake, man.
Oh my god. Oh my god. We're about to get the they're about to pull the plug on us.
I'm hurt. I thought he was gonna come on the show, and I'm hurt. So now shots are being fired.
Yeah.
Hey, you saw he had to clean up Pal Block's mess from last night. Did you watch the show last night? Did you watch Pal Block last night?
Actually, he makes a good point. He said Indiana Jones is exclusive because PlayStation has Uncharted.
Yeah. And honestly, that's true. Here's what I think is going to happen. Now that Sony knows that Microsoft is getting an Indiana Jones title, they're going to revamp Uncharted, and it's going to be Chloe and Nadine. It's going to be their franchise now.
It should be, actually.
Yeah, I agree. I would love to see Chloe and Nadine take over the Uncharted, or Nathan's daughter, which spoilers for 4, I guess. But I think
Druckmann and team said that they were not gonna have his daughter do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have theories, and I have a funny feeling, if anything, if this Uncharted movie is telling us anything, that there's going to be another Uncharted game that stars Nathan Drake in it, but it's going to be a passing of the torch game.
Mm. Now, I will say this kind of sucks for Tomb Raider, though, just because I feel like now you have competition, and Tomb Raider is a decent seller, but it didn't sell really well. It wasn't selling big numbers, so I kind of feel bad that's kind of going to be stuck in limbo now with Indiana Jones and Uncharted for both systems. But maybe, I don't know, maybe Nintendo can swing a deal, get a Tomb Raider game exclusive on there. That'd be awesome.
Has any of the Tomb Raiders been out on Switch yet? I don't think so. I don't think I've seen any of the Tomb Raider titles on Switch.
Actually, I
don't think so. I think Tomb Raider Go, but that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
Even though I like Tomb Raider Go, I like those type of puzzle games. I like them.
Yeah, I hate that studio kind of got shut down because I loved Hitman Go and Deus Ex Go. Yeah, it's the only Deus Ex game I like is Deus Ex Go.
I played Human Revolution. I didn't play Mankind Divided, but that's all I'm gonna say.
Well, Mankind Divided will definitely mess you up because it ended on a cliffhanger, and now there's no more Deus Ex. Yeah, I know.
Adam Jensen, where are you?
Tomb Raider. Corey says Tomb Raider is currently in development, but they have nothing to announce at this time. We're talking about Nintendo version. I'm guessing.
No, he's probably talking about. I mean, Tomb Raider. From what I've heard on Shadow, I haven't played it, but I've heard that it kind of leads to a cliffhanger and doesn't quite. Nellie probably knows more than I do. She's finished it, so it seemed like maybe she was going to fully unlock as Lara Croft, and then it just didn't happen. But we did talk about that, Corey.
We just talked about the Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider coming on the 18th. It'd be, you know what? Tomb Raider is not a game. That's one of the games I wouldn't want to play on Switch. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's not to say anything bad about the Switch, because I love the portability of the system and stuff like that. But I don't think that's a one I want to play on Switch. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe if they came out with a freaking a Metroid game that'll make me feel some of the girl power, then maybe I'll want to play Tomb Raider on the Switch. Maybe.
It's kind of like how I don't want to play Resident Evil on the Switch, so.
Yeah, I keep thinking about dropping $10-15 for some of those games, for some of those Resident Evil games that go on sale, and then I'm just like, I can just get the PC version.
Got a whole PlayStation and still PC. It's okay. It's okay.
You know what? You know what? I got something for you as soon as we get to what are we playing tonight. I got something for you.
Okay.
I think no. Don't let's not get it twisted. Corey in chat, he says something great here. Not to sound like Ed, but I think Tomb Raider will sell great on the Switch because it fills a void, and I 100% agree with that. I feel like Tomb Raider is kind of one of the things that's missing on Nintendo right now. I feel like it is.
Yeah. I will say because I think we've talked to me and Ed about this, that there's no really third-person shooters on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
But
not until Metroid Prime comes out.
Right. But weirdly enough, I think Mass Effect and Andromeda would be an interesting game on the Switch compared to Tomb Raider. Because Tomb Raider, I care about the environments, I care about what it looks like, the cinematics. I don't care about Mass Effect Andromeda at this point, but it'd be a fun game to have on the go.
I'm gonna have to.
Oh yeah, G.I. Joe is there.
Yeah, the what?
Corey's the G.I. Joe is there. They do G.I. Joe dirty on games. I hate it so much. I love G.I. Joe and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it's never as good as it could be.
I need to boot up Andromeda again.
I need to finish Andromeda because I started Andromeda, but I was playing on the PC, and it was one of those situations where I just had to, every time I started the game, because I bought it day one. Every time I started the game, there was a patch. And it was getting to the point where every time I started the game, there was a freaking patch, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna. And then I heard that they had a roadmap, and it was like, we're gonna put all these patches out, and then the game is final. So I was like, I'm just gonna wait for all those patches to come out, and then just never played it.
Yeah, me neither. And I have it, so. Oh, I can't wait to May. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. We're getting off topic. Boss man here. We gotta act right.
We are acting right. This is normal Crossroads behavior.
Don't go off topic.
All right. Just so to wrap this, hey Austin, do you have any more to throw at us?
The only other game on this list is IHRA drag racing, so I don't think we'll be seeing any of the Bethesda games doing that anytime soon. I can't think of anything else in the works other than the games we saw. Why did
Corey spell pole the wrong way? No, we did not run the LeRon sleeve poll tonight. Is that going to be a Boss Rush game staple now? Like, do we have to set a poll up every time I'm going to be on the show? Because that's practically 4 nights a week. It's all the same.
Okay. He was like, should I put a shirt on? I was like, nah. And I get it.
It's Nellie's fault tonight. I was like, sleeves? Should I do it? She's like, no.
Give me something to look at.
All right. To wrap this topic up, we're gonna keep our eye on this. I mean, honestly, the Bethesda acquisition, the ZeniMax and Bethesda acquisition in Microsoft, as far as I'm concerned as a PlayStation gamer, it's not too gut wrenching for me. And I'm not even saying that just because I have access to Game Pass or anything like that. I feel like based on the legacy of games and what's been going on, Bethesda was an independent developer for the longest time. I feel like when Microsoft says that they're not going to really mess with their structure, I think Microsoft is kind of on point with that. And like I said, I feel like they learned from some of their mistakes from acquiring other studios. And I keep bringing up Rare, but there's other studios that they kind of did them guys wrong. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's the way I feel about it. And you know what? Maybe if Microsoft sets a good example, then companies like EA and Activision will get in line. And start treating their development talent, correctly, and not just trying to crunch them up and grind them up and things like that. So that's my bit for it. Did you guys have anything else?
Yep. I was just enjoying the comments.
I think you. Okay. You want to answer that?
I mean, I don't want to get Twitch banned, so
please don't. Yeah, please don't. Oh yeah, please don't get my. Please don't get my Twitch channel banned.
Oh yeah, this is LeRon's channel. Why do
I care? I work too hard. All right, guys. Nothing from rumor control tonight. We're keeping our eyes out. It seems to be kind of slow out there in the gaming news right now. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. So hey, Crossroads crew, what you guys been playing right now? And let me start right now.
Go ahead.
I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn on PS5. I've been putting at least an hour a night in on that game. There we go.
You liking it? Where you at the moment?
I'm still in the beginning phases. She's going through her trial right now.
Oh,
as a matter of fact, when we wrap the show, I'm actually going to turn that on and play it so I can get to the actual meat and potatoes of the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're barely scratching the surface.
Oh, and by the way, I'm playing it on easy mode because I just want to hurry and beat the game. The game.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. There's that game. I feel like if the combat's too easy, I also get dull in the mind, and I lose track of whatever. So but sometimes I just want to get through the story, and that there's no shame there. I play so many horror games on easy just because I don't want to die a lot. I'm okay with dying a couple times. I don't want to die a lot.
So should I play Resident Evil 7 on easy mode with the VR headset?
That's up to you.
No.
Because come on, guys! It's first person mode with the VR headset on. I'm gonna be a little bitch. Come on, guys!
That's why you gotta play on normal, just for a little bit. At least the opening scenes you gotta play with. Do it for Nick.
I guarantee you, Nick. I guarantee you, Nick's watching the show right now. He's probably already sent me a message "Don't be a bitch."
Do it for Leon Kennedy. He did it.
Yeah, so that's my one claim to fame right now. I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm actually enjoying it this time because this is my third attempt at playing this game, and the only reason why I stopped each time is just because it didn't grab me this time. Those times.
Nice. I'm not playing nothing too dramatic right now. I'm playing a game called 2 Point Hospital. It's a hospital simulator. It's I'm actually not playing it on PlayStation though.
Are you managing a hospital, or are you like a doctor in the hospital?
I'm managing.
Oh snap!
And building.
Oh snap! So how badly did you cut the nursing department? Because it seems like every hospital does that. They cut the nursing staff.
I haven't lost anybody yet, but there is a part in the game where a patient is just going to die automatically, so I'm not looking forward to that. Because it's pretty much like a tutorial, so it's going to tell you, hey, your treatment failed, and this is what's going to happen. Now you need to do this part of the game. Just keep this in mind. So, yeah.
All right, anything else?
Corey?
I know. He's like gassing us up right now. I love it.
We made the boss proud. You know
what? So I gotta gas him. I guess gotta gas him up right back. There we go. I'm telling you guys, if you guys aren't watching us live Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. on twitch.tv/Exodus803, you're missing some quality stuff in the chat. That's all I'm gonna tell you. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
You know, you guys who watch the replay on Thursdays, you guys can see some of it in the chat. But man,
so much love.
Yeah. We're all one big happy Boss Rush Games family here.
A lot of smack talking, but a lot of love.
Oh yeah.
By the way, Ed wants to come back.
Oh, Ed can come back. I'm curious to see how many games he played.
I'm gonna bring up that question where we'll trade in our Switches for Vita 2.0.
Oh yeah. He's always
I don't think Ed's ever messaged me privately about anything before I had that question on there.
Oh boy.
Oh, I was starting some stuff on Pal Block's Twitter these past few days.
Well, we should bring Ed and Corey on. That would be great.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, anyone can be on.
Yeah. Same here. As a matter of fact, I need to slide into Brody's DMs and see when he wants to come back.
Yeah.
And I need to see about getting Galatrad on here, because Galatrad and I are going to be starting up the Monster Hunter show real soon.
Sweet. We got to bring Josh back too.
We've already planned our content. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. We got to bring.
Josh was great that night he was on the show.
Josh would have been a good one to have on tonight too, with the Bethesda stuff.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah, I didn't think about it though. We're gonna line up some more guests.
Yeah. Actually, we need to hold a big meeting, because I just came up with an idea. But go ahead.
What, a Crossroads meeting or an entire Boss Rush meeting?
Just our entire Boss Rush meeting.
Oh.
Nellie's making boss moves.
I know.
All the time.
And actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'm about to write it down.
Hey, Austin, you ready to start becoming the Crossroads host? Because I think I'm gonna have to step down. Nellie keep lowering the boom.
The host. She's the one making the moves.
Nellie keeps lowering the boom. I'm just like, okay, I'm
just here.
Austin, what you been playing?
I said at the beginning, I Platinum Horizon, and I played the DLC through, which I hadn't done either.
You told me to ask you, and I'm going to ask you right now. How's that Astrobot's Playroom?
I haven't got to play it yet. I think I may play it tomorrow, and I may play it Thursday, but that is the next game on my list. I can't wait. I'm definitely going to platinum that game. And then we're going to get
easy platinum. It's easy platinum. Oh, what games do you have right now? Because Austin is new to the PlayStation 5 fold. What games do you have right now?
Austin.
So on my list, I have Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'm going to play Astrobot and Spider-Man Miles Morales. I have Call of Duty Black Ops downloaded, which I won't play. Can
wait, Cold War.
Cold War. Which, by the way, I haven't played the single player. I'm going to play that after Spider-Man Miles Morales, but I started playing multiplayer, and the gun triggers are weird. It is very weird. The way the feedback goes to the guns, it's different.
I tell you what, after Monster Hunter Rise comes out, after the game comes out, I'm gonna buy Call of Duty for PS5, and you'll have someone to play with.
Okay, I'm down. Hey, I buy Call of Duty every year, so that's like
okay. I'm not guaranteeing you're gonna have someone to play with every year, every new copy of the game. I'm just saying, I'm trying to pad my PS5 library here, versus my PC library,
But then after that, I have Bug Snacks, and then I have that new puzzle game.
Yeah, we need to lay down. We need to start practicing on Destruction All Stars so we can lay the gauntlet down. So we can lay the gauntlet down for
for Diggity.
For Diggity, yes.
For Diggity, yeah.
So I did play Destruction All Stars this weekend. Played it out. It's pretty fun. It's I don't like anything outside the car. Once you get outside the car, it's like dumb.
Oh really? They tried to make that seem like it was the most fun aspect of the game. In the commercials, in the trailers.
So when you get out of the car, you can only do like a kick. There's no melee weapons. There's no swinging or anything. It's like a jump kick.
So you can't defend yourself with a projectile, which is what most people would defend themselves with in vehicular combat.
Right. So once you get out of the car, it's like, and you're running around just trying to find a car to get into. when you're in the car, it's pretty fun. I mean, you're just trying to crash into each other. It doesn't. Unfortunately, it's just not as satisfying when you crash into other people's cars. Like, what is that game? The people who made Burnout 3 made a game a couple of years ago, which is basically Burnout 3, but on the PS4. It's fantastic. I cannot remember the name, even though I always play it. I have it always on my list of games that I have on my PlayStation. When you crash into people, it's not satisfying. And then basically I find a game to get into 50% of the time. So I'll start a match, it won't find anyone. I'll start a match, it'll work. The next time I do it, it won't find anyone. The next time I do it, it'll work. So matchmaking is kind of crazy. I think there's something there, but they would really... I don't say you have to add guns, but you got to add some kind of melee weapon that you can swing without moving. Because when you kick, you're moving forward, and that's the only direction you can move in. And that to me just throws away any combat outside the cars is just like not fun at all.
Gotcha.
Surely. So, but the car aspect of it is really good. And then I played Herboxia on my Switch. I haven't played any Xbox. I'm supposed to be playing through Halo, but I've been slacking. I need to get with my buddy Nick on that. So, but yeah, that's what I've been playing.
All right. So, well, now that's our show for tonight. We're gonna go ahead wrap this thing up. We'd like to give a big thanks to you for tuning in to the Crossroads PlayStation podcast. A couple of shout outs here tonight from everyone that hung out with us in chat tonight. Shouts to YA. Shout out, of course, to Mamuro. Like, hey, I was on my best behavior tonight. I didn't talk anything bad about Final Fantasy VIII tonight. I want my cookie.
Till now.
Chocolate chip cookie. I want my cookie. Chub Life Nick, of course, holding it down, and of course, the boss man, Corey Derrick. Thanks for coming to hanging out with us tonight, man. Yeah. Before we go, it's time to plug ourselves. Nellie, where can we find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at Planet Nellie. Nellie is spelled N3LLIE. And you can also find me on Twitch at BratFace_87. I don't have an OnlyFans account.
Would you like an OnlyFans account?
Maybe. I don't know what I'll put up there, but
I'm not going to ask any other questions because then it's borderline sexual harassment. Austin, where can we find you at?
I would like the money that comes from an OnlyFans account with actually not actually having to do anything that comes with the OnlyFans account.
Hey, some people make some serious money with 2% effort.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'd have to exert like 85% effort to make it work.
You know what? I seen somebody where they said I just sent somebody pictures, like non-sexual pictures, and just made bank off of it. I was like,
you know what? I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna lock down my Twitter account, and then I'm gonna have people if they want access to me, they're gonna have to DM me. See what happens.
I need to see if there's any people in the feet. 14 extra wide.
Wait. You wear a size 14.
Callus.
You wear a size 14?
Oh yeah, 14 extra wide.
Wait.
Heavy callus on the bottom.
Wait. How tall are you, man?
I am 6 foot.
Okay. For some strange reason, I thought you were under 6 foot. Not saying that you were like Barney Rubble short, but for some strange reason, I didn't see you as a super tall guy. If that makes sense. Like I'm 6'3". I'm 6'3", and I just found out a couple of weekends ago that Corey is 6'5", and I'm like, dude, I'm jealous.
Yeah, I heard Corey say passively at some podcast that he's 6'5". I was like, dang, I didn't think about that. He's huge.
Well, I'm 5 feet. If we just throwing out height, man, I'm 5 feet. But we all the same height, so don't.
Yeah, we all the same height on camera.
Yeah,
until we stand beside each other.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm not even about to go there. Go ahead.
I think one of my brothers is probably 6'5", and the other one's 6'3", and he is a senior in high school, so he could still be growing. And my other brother's right up there, and he's freshman. So I'm the shortest, though. I'm going to be the shortest of all my family.
Doesn't that suck?
Yeah.
You're the oldest brother too, right?
I'm the oldest. I'm decently tall, and I'm still going to be the shortest.
That sucks. I have some friends who are like that. They're the firstborn, but every other sibling behind them is taller than them. And it's like, what? Is that what I left behind in the womb or something? They're getting the height that didn't come with me when I was born? What the hell?
Yeah. Did I have a twin that they just absorbed on the they come with me, they absorbed it later? Be beyond two souls.
All right, and of course, you can find me on social media at Exodus803, EXODUS803. Also, you're hanging out with me on Twitch right now, but in case you guys just kind of stumbled in here, it's twitch.tv/Exodus803. I'm working on a more regular stream schedule, so be on the lookout for that soon. But of course, you can find me every night here at 8 p.m. On Tuesday nights. For Crossroads. My gamer tag is also Exodus803. So hey, there you go. Like, you look for it all around, you'll find me. And of course, check me out on YouTube as well, Exodus803. All right. Before we go, head on over to bossrushgames.com and check out some things that we have going on over there. We have been pumping out a serious amount of articles lately here, so check it out, guys. Yeah. Check out the Mario Day sales article from our very own Dan Murphy. Updates for the Monster Hunter digital event just came down too. Eddie V wrote that from Pal Block. And then there's a non-review of What Remains of Edith Finch by Billie Holiday. So check it on out, bossrushgames.com. Go over there and check it out. And don't forget about some of our other podcast shows. We've got Standard Definition, we've got Pal Block, we've got Arsenal X, we've got Tower Casuals, which if you guys love Destiny, that's the place to go Thursday nights. And yes, so I'm forgetting something, aren't I? Oh, our Discord server. Yes. we are always looking for more and more gamers and fans to talk to and stuff like that. So hit us up over our Boss Rush Games Discord channel. Link is provided in the chat for you guys right now for that. Be sure to come check us out. And you can always chat with us and keep the conversation going by hitting us up on Twitter at PS_Crossroads, and where we hold it down for more news, events, and topics. Sometimes hilarity ensues as well, so be on the lookout for that. The Boss Rush Games family wants you all to have a great night and go out there and play games and be better. So, guys, y'all have a good night, and we'll be back here next week. Take care.
Play Final Fantasy VIII.